Hello friends, TECHMANPAT here. In this video series, we're going to be looking at making your home smart with a whole bunch of TP-Link devices. Starting today, we're looking at security and cameras, of course, which means we got ourselves this, the C425 Solar Camera Kit that we're going to be installing. So first of all, make sure to like and subscribe. There's going to be a whole bunch of videos coming out very, very soon. And let's get started by rolling the intro. Let me give you a little bit of context about the Tapo brand. Yes, it is a TP-Link brand, and Tapo's been around for a little while, but you might also remember Casa. Casa was the first iteration, and Tapo has taken over, and all Casa devices work on the Tapo app. Tapo here has both cameras and smart switches and smart lights and all sorts of accessories that we're going to take a look at across the series of videos. Now, today we're talking about this camera right here. Now, personally, I've installed a whole bunch of Tapo cameras across my own home and my parents' home. These are the cameras I've been buying with my own money, while TP-Link has sent this one for review separately. These cameras right here have been my favorite. They are very small, very easy to install, but there is still the limitation that you have to put power to it while it is wireless. Tapo requires no hubs, which means it's a standalone camera that connects to the app. My favorite part is has an SD card installed in the bottom here, which means you do not have to use any cloud services that you might end up having to pay for after the 30-day trial. Tapo does still offer a cloud service for storing it, but the option of having the SD card at the bottom is absolutely fantastic. So you get the best of both worlds. But the limitation here is that every time you want to install this anywhere in your home, you have to run a power plug, either via a professional or an extension cord inside your roof space, which I did anyway. This, however, is a solar-powered device. The beauty of this is you can put this anywhere around your property as long as it is within Wi-Fi range. The solar panels take about an hour to maybe, if it's a good day, 45 minutes to charge the device to have battery for the whole night and day cycle, meaning that even if it's a very cloudy day, over the period of that day, it will charge enough to last the night. And of course, this does have SD storage, which means local storage, and of course, quick downloads to your mobile device of footage from the camera. So let's see what's in the box and walk you through how to set this up, and then we'll install it and give you some final thoughts on how this works. This has a high efficiency solar panel for charging. Just 45 minutes of sunlight can power it up to 300 days. Now that 300-day battery life that Tapo talks about, that's with laboratory tests, and that says 230 seconds of use per day. I don't really care about the 300 days. The fact that it can last overnight is good enough, or at least 48 hours, because it'll recharge the next day. It's completely waterproof, and the battery seems really solid at 10,000 milliamps, so it's quite large. It has 150 degrees field of view, which is really good. It has great coverage, but at the end of the day, it is a single pointing camera. You have to swivel it around manually for it to look elsewhere. So you have to set up a few to get a full coverage of your home. Now this is my favorite part, and I've been using this across all my Tapo devices, and that is the Smart AI, which identifies people's pets and vehicles, which reduces how many notifications I get, especially if it's a tree moving or if it's literally a cat walking past. Now this is 2K QHD in live view, and it's roughly 1.7 more pixels than 1080p. It is very clear, it is very crisp, but I wouldn't call it ultimately real 2K. I think it's like an upscaled 1080p. But once you download the file, it looks really good, but only at 25 frames per second maximum. It has night vision, so it looks good, but it also has a spotlight, so the sensor can turn on light during the night. But night view is enough to see people, see animals, see cars, and see the car's number plates. And of course, it is IP66 weatherproof, which means rain, dust, and it's basically ideal for the outdoors. Now, as with many wireless IoT devices, this uses the wireless protocol of 2.4 GHz or 802.11bgn, but that doesn't seem to preclude it from connecting quickly and efficiently when looking at the video and content that's stored on the SD card. There are two ways to mount this. First of all, you can have the solar panel on top and the camera mounted right below it in that circle gap, or you can separate the two and have the camera somewhere else and the solar panel further away. There is an extension cable provided in the box, which makes life a lot easier. The Tapo C425 Solar Camera Kit is fantastic in solving the biggest problem that I think a lot of people have when installing their own security cameras, and that is having to run power and internet to it. Of course, wireless solves the internet part, but there is still the question of power. So this kit solves that. You can put this camera anywhere you want. The 10,000 milliamp battery lasts all day and all night, and of course then it recharges during the day. I have not seen the camera drop below 98%. Now, of course, I'm in Western Australia and it is going into summer, so the sun is shining and there is really no clouds.
Well, hello. I think you can hear me now. The notifications are coming through, that's for sure. Somebody has been detected. I am detected. Now I can see the street coming up to my house, which should be very helpful. Let me know if you like the sound of that, and I will talk back to you. Well, well, well. Well, well, well.
Okay, these are all my cameras and some lights and a lounge lamp and drinks light, which you can turn on and off. Anyway, the camera we're looking at is called House Corner. And if I tap into it, you can see there's a battery level at 56%. I've only just installed it. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to set this camera up. You can see here, if we tap back, it's 2K QHD, it's on auto, and we've got some settings here. We can talk, we can turn the alarm on and off, it's privacy mode, light, and so on. Yes, it has a light, which is pretty cool. If we want to see recordings, we can tap into here, and this is the internal SD card that you can see. You just select it and you can download it straight away, which is awesome. So you don't need to use the cloud system, but Tapo does have a cloud subscription. So let's go into settings, and in here we're going to tap into detection, and these are kind of detections you can actually turn on. So motion and person. Now for this area right here, we can set a different detection type per zone. So what we're going to do is create a zone, and we're going to set one for each. So each detection zone. So for motion, I want a notification when there is motion on my side of the house. So you can see here, this is not my driveway, and everything to the right of it is. However, I don't want the bushes involved because, well, they're just going to set off the motion camera right here. So I'm going to set it around this area, and if anything moves in here, so let's say somebody's trying to get through the fence on this side, I will be notified. And I can also add multiple zones, so I can add another one, but I don't need it for this area. I'm going to click save. Now I'm going to go back in and edit, and I'm going to edit the person one. Now for person zone detection, it's actually going to be a little bit simpler. I don't really want to know if there's somebody going to my neighbors, which is absolutely fine, but I would imagine that maybe somebody sneaking around this area would actually be probably a good notification for a person, but not movement. So it might catch people getting in and out of the cars, but they usually park in the garage, so this might be a good way, and I will adjust this if I need to. I am going to add another zone because this is, again, person detection. It's a lot smarter and it works really well. So I'm going to add it to here and have it set like this little triangle. So basically my area of the house to the right. I'm going to click save. Now I don't need any pet detection and I don't need vehicle detection. You can of course do those for driveway areas. So I'll click back. And now there's a couple of other things. Spotlight brightness. I don't know if I'm going to use spotlight just in case at night it pisses off my neighbors. We don't want that. But I'm going to set the notifications to give me maybe rich notifications between certain hours also. So you can schedule that in during the day, during the night, a custom time. So I'm going to tap into video and display and change the last setting here. Now I want a few more frames, so I'm going to 20 because it will save a little bit of battery life. And of course this is battery operated, and 15 frames is just enough. So 20 should be enough. If anything, you know, if I think it's a little bit not enough, I will change it to 25.
Ultimately, the benefits we have is no hub, no subscription requirement, even though there is one. There is an SD card that you can put into the camera itself. Of course, the fact that it's 2K, very, very good quality, two-way audio, but I have some concerns. This kit, I think, is an afterthought. In fact, looking at the adapter for the USB micro B port to the USB-C port on the solar panel, meaning that they've combined an older product with a new solution. I believe there'll be a newer version of this Tapo in the future, will be purely USB-C, and it won't have those weird sticky out wires as it does today. So at the moment, it'd be nice from a design point of view and actually potentially protection point of view that you can't just rip out those cables and jump up and grab it. So having that embedded in the back of the camera would be much better. I expect that in the future a device like that will be released by Tapo. For now, I'll be recommending this to anyone that has a very large property with plenty of Wi-Fi coverage but doesn't want to run cables around their home. Friends, thank you very much for watching. Big thanks to Tapo for sending this device for review. Links below where you can grab it, of course, and stay tuned and subscribe for more content around a full Tapo smart home. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on another one. Bye!